It's time for health tips. Now here's your host, Dr. Alma Jenkins.
Good evening. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins, and this is Health Tips. You know, we're always excited to come to you on Saturday nights, and I hope that you bring your friends sometimes to watch with you the show, because we try to bring things to you that you're going to benefit from. Now, next week, I have a very informative show for you, because many of you suffer from this problem, or you know someone who suffers from it, or, you know, you have someone in your family who may have it. And that is hepatitis, viral hepatitis, particularly hepatitis C. Now, the reason I want to talk about that next week, and I'm telling you now so you can have your friends come and sit and listen, is because now the treatment has gotten so much better. We have a treatment now for hepatitis C that can virtually cure it in 12 weeks. Those of you who've been treated in the past know that, sometimes we've had to use injections and, you know, go for many months before we hope that you were treated. Some were and some weren't. But this is pretty accurate. And most of the patients, a good, 90 or so % of them are cured with Hep C, particularly type 1. Hep C type 1. Now that treatment is excellent. 12 weeks and you're done. We just had someone come into the office the other day who hadn't even finished the 12 weeks, and we checked them for hepatitis C, and they were already already couldn't detect any hepatitis C in their bloodstream. So, it's very effective. So I want to talk to you a little bit about hepatitis next week. So bring your friends. Let's sit down and let's talk about hepatitis C. But what are we going to do today? Well, today we're going to try something new, and it's going to be a juice. I want to try apple juice, carrot juice. I want you to look at what we're getting here. I have apple, a red delicious apple, and then I have some carrots, and then I have a pineapple. And we're going to combine that. Now, normally I give you something that's just tried and true, but I've been wanting to try this together. I've been wanting to try this together, and so I want to try it together with you on the air. When I say been wanting to, this came to me just recently. Okay, so, all right. So what we're going to do to get ourselves revved up before we even start with a recipe or start with the juice. Now, why did I choose this? Well, because these are all healthy things to put in a juice. And the other thing I'm going to put in it is a little combination of honey. Now, I put this in warm water so the honey would melt, and we're going to pour this in the juice to give it a little bit of sweetness. Okay, so some honey there too. But before we get started, we're going to do a little exercise just to rev up our juices a little bit. So you know what I want you to do? Get your cans. And you know what's so funny? I can go to the grocery store or the wherever I'm out and about, and I'll run into somebody who says, "Oh, I do your exercises with my cans." And that makes me feel so good, because anytime I can get you moving, I'm happy. The more you move, the better it is for your body, and the more you move consistently, the healthier it is. Notice that I said healthier it is, because if you do something consistently, it becomes a healthy habit for you. If you just do it every now and then, it's nice, it's good for that minute, but long-lasting results you won't see because you don't do it often enough. So I want you to get in the habit of exercising on a daily basis. And if you do, you're going to miss it when you don't do it. So you know the routine. We put these in our hands and we go 1 and 2. And you might initially feel something or hear something pop. That's those bones saying, "Oh, you want me to get ready, huh?" So, when I do this, I like to smile, because you know what? It's a blessing to be able to do this. And I don't take it for granted. You know, we could not be able to do this. So when you get up in the morning, you know where you are. You know what day it is. You can put your clothes on. You can eat your breakfast. You should be happy the rest of the day. You know how many people are not able to do that? But you know what? They're still blessed to be here. So let's just do some exercises. Being grateful is something that we need to do more of. It is because so many people are ungrateful that there's so much complaining going on. Let's try to be grateful every day. Every day you get up, think about the things that are going right for you, not the things that are not. Okay? Now we want to get our legs to be a little bit more limber, so let's just walk a little bit. Okay, let's just lift those legs and swing those arms. 1, let's do 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, 17, 18, 19, and 22, 3, 4. Whew, that felt good. I don't know about you, but I feel like I got kind of revved up some. Okay, now next I want to remind you that if you want health tips to come to your church or your organization, just give us a buzz. Send us a note through the television station or something, and we'll be happy to come to your church, your group, wherever you want us to come to speak to you. Okay, so we look forward to hearing from you. Also, we want you to send us your recipe. If you've got a healthy recipe that you just love, send it to the station. We'll get it. And we might pick your recipe to have you come on the show and fix it for us. Wouldn't you like to do that? All right. So let's start. I've got something trying to get my voice tonight. Let's start with our carrots. I'm going to cut the heads of the carrots off, throw those away, and then I'm just going to peel them like so. Now the apple I'm going to do with the peeling on it. Okay? I'm going to do the apple with the peeling on it, but the carrots, I'm going to go ahead and peel those some. You know, and I peel it like this. That's not exactly 100%, but it's good enough. Okay? So I'm just getting that outer coat off there. I'm going to do now, you know, those of you who have juicers, you put this all in the juicer, and some of them will, you know, drain out the pulp and all, but we're going to be getting pulp, fiber, and all that in this juice. See how quick that is to do this? It's really quick. That's why I want more of you to get in the kitchen, because, you know, we know what we're doing here, and some of you even can. When I say know what we're doing, I don't mean I'm a chef. I mean, we know if you grow your own carrots, you know what you're getting. When you cook it at home yourself and make it, you know what's in it. Okay? And that's always a good thing. So I want to encourage people to go in the kitchen. Now today, I'm going to be planting my vegetable garden this afternoon. You know, and some people keep these shavings. I don't. I have a little trash can right here by me that I'm putting this stuff in. Okay. All right, and I'm going to rinse my carrots off. Okay. And I'd already rinsed them off anyway, so they were clean to start with. Then I'm going to take my apple, and I'm going to cut the pit stuff out of it, because I'm going to be using my NutriBullet, which I love. I'm trying to get all this done real quickly because I know we don't have a whole lot of time. I'm just cutting this in little bits that I can put in there. Okay. Now this next thing, while you take a look at that, I'm going to get a plate. Okay, and I'm going to put my pineapple here, and I'm going to cut my pineapple. Look at that lovely, lovely pineapple. Okay. The way I do pineapple is I'll cut it, you know, keep your hands out of the way, okay? Don't want any of you hurting yourself. And what I do to really get my pineapple is I circle it like this, you know, to cut that off, the rind off, because you got to cut that off on the pineapple. You can eat an apple with it on there, but you can't do so well with the pineapple. Okay. Alrighty. And, oh, that looks great. Okay. Now, if you want, you can cut that little, you know, inner core out. When you cut it into quarters, it's easier to do, you know. Okay. Okay. So now, I'm going to just rinse this as I do it. And I'm going to put on this side, which is nothing's been on. Okay. I love pineapple. And some apples. And some carrots. I just kind of cut it up to kind of help it a little bit. Okay, and you know carrots have beta carotene, so that's good for your eyesight, right? So those of you having trouble with your vision, try some carrots. You know, just as an aid. Of course, it's not going to just give your eyesight back right away, but it's helpful. Okay, and then I put in some honey and real warm water. Okay, and then I'm going to put in a little bit more water here because we're making a juice, not a smoothie. Okay, so then some people put a protein powder in there with it. Now I'm going to put this to the side here, and I'm going to bring the NutriBullet over. I let it stay on there long enough to make a juice out of it, and depends on how it can get on here pretty tight. You can hardly get it off when it gets on there like that. Sometimes I can hardly get it off. I hope I'm not in that position now. I might have to give it to my producer and get him to get it off for me, because sometimes this top can get on there. Well, if we can't get the top off, we can't get the juice out, can we? So I'm gonna give it over to him, let him get the top off for me. But, you know, now, what I like is while he's doing that, we're gonna enjoy some pineapple. Thank you. Okay. So, take this off, and it's really more like a smoothie. When you look at that, it looks more like a smoothie, but if you want it to be a little bit more water, I'm gonna put a little water more in it, and I'm gonna hope we can get this off again. Okay, I'm not putting it on tight either, but it suctions. Okay. better. Alrighty, so look what we have here. That's more like a smoothie, it really is, but let's drink it. You know something? That is good. Now, it's kind of like a smoothie because there's so much fiber in it. Look at there. There's just so much fiber in here. But, you know, you can have this instead of your orange juice. When you drink it, you might find yourself chewing a little bit. But you know, it's delicious. And especially when you realize that you're getting something healthy. And you know, I would call it a cross between a smoothie and a juice drink. Now, I make it this way because I don't want to have to go out and buy a juicer. I want to use my NutriBullet for anything else I want to do because I want to spend my money on something else, quite frankly. And to get the fiber out of it, when you get a juicer, that's great, but some of the juicers will, you know, save the peeling and all that you kind of throw away. But that's actually good for your intestine because it helps clean you out. So to have that there, so this is great. Now what did we use together? We used pineapple, an apple, some carrots, okay? And then we stirred some honey up in some warm water and poured that in there and add water. Depends on how watery you want this as to how much water you add. Now, the more concentrated it is, the more of the veggies and fruits you're getting in your body. The more water you add, of course, you're gonna get less, but it's gonna be more of a drink. Okay, this is kind of a cross between the two, and it is really good. Fix it for your families. You've been wanting to get your kids to eat a veggie, and you want your kids to have their fruit. We've done both. We've got the fruit, and then for the carrot, we have the veggie, and that was a whole, I think we ended up putting almost 3 carrots in there. And you know, you probably wouldn't get your kids to eat carrots just by itself, you know, like that. But put in something like this. Now you can spice it up the way you want. Some of you might want to put some cinnamon in there. Some of you might want to get a little bit of a ginger flavor by cutting up some fresh ginger and putting that in and letting that spin around in there too. You will get that ginger ale taste to it. Okay, so you can spice it up any way you want. As a matter of fact, I'd like for you to take this simple, basic recipe, spice it up, and send me your recipe. Let me know how you spice this up and what you put in it and how did it taste afterwards. So you can improve on this drink. So that's your homework. That's what I want to see you do. I want you to take this recipe, spice it up, and send me your new recipe. And let's pick one from that. Now, the thing about these kind of concoctions is you have to drink them when you make them for them to be good. You know, if you say, well, I'm gonna set it in the refrigerator and drink it tonight, it will have separated out. It won't taste as good. This is fresh. You make this when you want to drink it, okay? So if you want to drink this for breakfast with your pancakes, make it just before you want to drink it and have at it. But don't think you're going to store it unless you're going to freeze it. Now, I don't know. It may freeze well. I haven't tried that. Okay, so let's do some exercises now. When you finish this, we have about almost 8 minutes left. See how fast time goes when you're having fun? So when you're, what you have left, these apples and the rest of the pineapple and all, what I would recommend you do is cut this up, put it in a plastic bag, put it in your refrigerator. And that way, when you get ready to make one tomorrow morning, you don't have to go through this. Just cut it up and put it in a plastic bag, put it in the refrigerator. And if you're as busy as I, you know that everything you can have pre-made is really great. It saves you time and you can be healthy. How many of you are trying to have a healthy year so far and you're trying to cut back on junk food? Okay? So I know a lot of you are doing that. So in order to do that, you're going to have to prepare some things ahead of time. You can't always jump up in the morning and just go, because if you jump up and go, you're going to have to eat whatever the fast food place has, and you have no control. Okay? So the key here is control. All right? So we're going to do some exercises here for the next few minutes. And what I want to do now is I want to do some stretches with the cans in my hand. Okay? So I want to stretch. Oh, that feels great. Oh, that really does. And you're going to stretch this way. You're going to arch your back. Going to stretch again. You're going to go this way. Oh, and you're going to go this way. Oh. And you're going to go this way. And you're going to go this way. Oh, my goodness. And watch your clothes when you do this. All right. Okay. So you're going to go this way. And you go this way. And you're going to go this way again. Bend as far as you can this way. Stretch yourself. Now, go as far as you can this way. And stretch yourself. Look at that. Oh. And when you get so relaxed you want to yawn, that means you're doing it right. Because it makes you so relaxed, you can just yawn. Okay? Move your shoulders around. Some of you are at a computer all day and you just get to you hold your head one way all the time. And get in the habit of having a straight posture. I have patients come in and they sit down and they go like this. Sit up straight. Okay? It helps your lungs to have more room. And it's just good for you. Now let's take a deep breath. And let it out. Deep breath in. And let it out. Okay. All right. So let's march some now. Let's march to the count of 20. 1, 2, 3, and 1. And 2. 3. And 4. Some of you have recipes that call for using beets when you make juice. Who knows a good beet recipe for a juice? I'd like to have that. So if you have a good recipe for a juice made from beets, send it in to us. We'd love to have it. 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, and 15, 16, come on, do this with me. 17, 18, and 19, 20, 2, 3, 4. All right. Hands out. And 1, 2, just stretch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. 2, 3, and 4. Whew, that felt good. Now this is a good time to stop and get you about an 8-ounce glass of water and drink that. How many of you are drinking water? I can't stress that enough. Okay? Try it. You are probably not drinking enough. Most people don't. All right. So I want you to get in the habit of doing exercise every day. And you can do that in the morning when you get up, just as a stretch. If you could just make that a habit when you pop out of bed, if you're going to do your morning devotional, of course do that first. But afterwards, get in the habit of doing some stretching and some can lifting and some movements like that. It'll rev you up for the day. Now, if you've had your devotional and your scripture reading and your exercise, you are more than ready for that day. That's so much better than popping up and running in a hurry. right? So I recommend that. When I do that, it's so much more wonderful, calming, and less stressful and chaotic. Because remember, you're going out into a stressful, chaotic world. You need calm and peace, and this helps you to achieve that, okay? Now, just for those of you who, for some reason, weren't able to tune into the show on time, I just want to remind you that what we did today is we used pineapple, we used carrots, and we used apples, and then we used honey. By the way, when I use honey, I like to use raw honey. I do use 100% raw honey. And I stirred some honey up in hot water just to make it melt. And after I put my bits of carrots and apple and pineapple in the blender, then I poured the honey water in there and some extra water, and I put it in my NutriBullet, and I just let it blend and blend and blend and blend. And it came out like this. And the longer this sets, the thicker it kind of seems to get. And it's delicious. It's more like a smoothie. But if you want it more watery, you can put more water in it. You know, I'm just so happy to bring this to you, and I'm more excited as well about the next show because it's going to be on hepatitis. So I hope you'll bring your friends in to watch this on hepatitis with me because the treatment has improved. So let's talk about it. So I will look forward to seeing you next Saturday, 8 o'clock, same station, and we're going to talk about viral hepatitis, particularly hepatitis C. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next Saturday. Good night.